Alright, so I haven't been doing that much content as of lately, and I've been looking at these shows, right? I've been talking about these shows, and at this point, I'm really getting to like the review section of these shows. And I watched Yuski or Yaska or whatever you want to call it. I really do not care at this moment. I just don't. And the reason for that is very simple, ladies and gentlemen. I did not understand what they wanted to do with this show. And I feel as if it did not have enough time to completely flourish itself. And I feel as if it was very, it has some very, very stupid decisions. But at the same time, I also grew to like some of like I grew to no not like love the decisions of some that was making. So let's talk about the stupidest thing up in this show, the giant robot. I don't know whose grand idea it was to put a giant robot in this anime, but that ain't it. Okay, I'm just saying it's not it. That ain't it. Because the second I saw it, I immediately grew to dislike it because I thought it was going to be an old timey anime with samurais and different stuff like that. I could understand because if you look on the boat that the main character comes in the flashback, spoilers by the way, if you come on now, you should know. But if you look at the boat he comes from, the technology for the robot and the boat itself and the weapons that people are using does not match. It doesn't. This robot is able to like use rockets for feet and fly, okay? That's pretty stupid. And as I continued to watch on this, I also saw more things that contradicted itself. Because like I saw somebody controlling a ginormous robot suit, and that just ticked me off even more. Because that just made me think to myself, that is the dumbest decision ever. They're supposed to be using like bow and arrows, swords. This is old timey Japan. And plus like the biggest antagonist that they show, not like the end boss, but like Yusuke's I would say biggest challenge in a sense. Yeah, because he was hard to beat. But it's a dude with the bull horns with the helmet, okay? He talks about the old way being the best way, but he's using all this new stuff. And I'm like, if that's the case, you've already left the old way. So it's very hypocritical. Now, I want to talk about the magic in this show, being as it shows different kinds of magic. And it doesn't explain the magic whatsoever. It does not build the world on top of those magic. Because this world is like old timey Japan. They have magic. Okay, I can get behind that. I can get behind the magic thing. But they didn't explain it. They didn't explain it. And that is, for me, a nitpick, okay? You could probably be like, oh, it's just a nitpick. For me, no. I want to see more magic. I want to know the magic. I want there to be explained. Because you have this African dude who has his magic. Then you have Japan where they have their magic and it's very different. You have a little girl with her magic, and I'm gonna just say this now, she's too good with her magic and she hasn't been trained. Like, she beats the main antagonist with the help of Yusuke, by the way, but she hasn't been trained. And the dude said it himself, if when she gets training, she'll be like the perfect person to fight this lady. But she hasn't been trained and she's doing all this stuff. Don't keep in mind, I think that's like mainly because of pacing. I think 6 episodes, or I think there were 6, probably like 8, so I already forgot. This show is very forgettable, but I sat there and just watched it, and she's too good with her magic. I would have expected her to screw up more with the lack of training that she has. But then again, they do say a prodigy in a sense. So, okay, I guess I can get behind it. She is good with, like, basics and excel and, like, the advanced. But some stuff, I feel as if she shouldn't be able to know and do. Now, of course, they have other things too, like the bear woman and the Christian guy. Again, the bear woman, the bear Russian woman, her clothes does not look like it matches that timeline. Now, of course, it could be, well, the rest of the world has advanced. I still don't like the fact that it's at that point. Okay, you're making it look very, very foolish. I don't agree with that. I feel as if it had no reason to be going that far. And for the Christian dude, they say he's a mutant. Okay, and they were freaking out about it. In my head, I'm like, what about the bear woman? Is she like some creature that just transformed like the species? Is she a mutant? Is she like the Christian guy who was a mutant? I want to know these things. There's so much context that could be explained, but it doesn't explain it, and I feel very, very aggravated at the fact of not knowing. Now, this guy says that the girl has powers beyond belief, and we do see her using her powers. Again, in my opinion, she should have used more training, and she should have struggled a bit more, because there's just no way she's been able to do that much. It makes me not believe that she's that good, you know? It just makes me not believe in it that much. Like, it makes me lose the fact that I'm gonna be like, oh, the little girl's just gonna save him. That's just how it is. Little girl's gonna save him. She's done everything else. She's gonna save him. Watch. And she does, but the last thing I want to talk about is the needless sacrifices these people did for no reason. Mostly the robot and the bear woman. Like, because the lady, one of them died with the arrow in the head, okay? That makes sense. The robot is then in distress, I guess finds emotions or something, and then decides to just go and blow himself up in a way to stop the army from coming. That sacrifice accomplished absolutely nothing, and more come. So then they run to the base, and the bear woman stops, closes the door, and then runs to go fight. She needlessly sacrifices herself because once the magic users show up, they kill her. The only person alive out of that group is the spiritual guy with the spirit things that come off of him when he uses his magic. I don't understand why they needlessly sacrifice themselves. I don't get it. They could have stayed at the temple as like a last defense, but instead they just decided to throw their life away. It was a very, very, very stupid decision. If I were you, I honestly would not waste your time. The show is pretty. It's pretty, and it's got good like fights, but if you look at the story, it's very why, you know, like why. A lot of stuff just make you look at it and go, why. Yusuke's backstory makes sense. His backstory, yes, it makes perfect sense. I love his backstory, but once you get to the present, it's very, very dumb. Until next time, until then, don't watch this movie or show. Peace.